Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing rune readings about free the flow. So basically the card is going to show us where in your life right now there is a blockage, and the runes are going to help us find out how to clear it. So free the flow readings. I will be using the Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck, which is gorgeous, and I will be using the Willow runes. It's the Elder Futhark on Willow wood, because they pull no punches. And so feel into the cards. One or more of these has a reading for you about a blockage in your life that you need to free the flow in. So will you get a reading from card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, or card number 4? Feel into the cards. I will put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello, card number 1, people. So we're going to do a reading about freeing the flow. Somewhere in your life there is a blockage, and we are going to find out what it is and how to free it into flow once again. So we're going to start with this card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck, and we have the Crow and Dogwood Intelligence. Okay. So in that this has to do with a blockage, I'm going to read this as overthinking. Right now there's something where things are being hung up because you're overthinking a situation. Because you are extremely intelligent. Like, that's a given. But basically, because you are that intelligent, you're overthinking a thing, and maybe there's a thing that you just need to do and not overthink it. So how do we get over this? Let's get some runes from the Willow runes. This one jumped right up, so yeah, so right now you are, and there's a good reason you're overthinking, and I'll get into it in a second. So let's get this reading down first. I'm going to put the whole reading down, and then we're going to read it. Okay. Okie dokie, and outcome. Nice. Okay. So your central issue right now, card number 1, people, while you are overthinking a situation which has caused the flow to cease, you want to free the flow. Right now, you're just basically trying to control too much. There's basically, we have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god, and I usually read Ingvaz as active creation. So you are very much trying to hands-on control every aspect of this situation, and as a result, it's not moving forward. Leading up to this, and the reason that you're probably doing this, is that you've just been through what felt like an impossible challenge. You got through it, and congratulations on that. It was really, really, really hard, and now you're sort of like paranoid, that shell-shocked, I think, perhaps. You're dealing with, you got through that, so now you don't ever want to have to go through it again, and as a result, you've tightened your grip on everything in your life, and you are basically that, like, nothing can move forward without you giving the go-ahead, and you haven't given the go-ahead yet because nothing is perfect. So I mean, it's understandable, because if you've just been through something that difficult, Thurisaz's challenge rune, the thorn, and it's reversed. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway, but it is reversed, which means it was extremely difficult. It's understandable that you would want to be very much more in control right now, but because of this, things aren't moving forward. So, and this is not like anything against intellect or intelligence, but it just is that sometimes you have to just take the step. And just keep working on things. So what is going to help you is just remember and remind yourself that you are able to take care of yourself. You got through this, so this is basically proof. You are able to take care of yourself. You are able to stand up for yourself. You are able to protect yourself and support yourself whenever you need to. You are able to do this. And we have Algi's reversed, which is the rune of protection and support. It's the elk, or otherwise known as the moose if you're in North America. It's Algi's reversed. So Algi's is protection and support. Reversed, it's inner. So it's you standing up for yourself and protecting yourself, and just to remind yourself that you can do this. You are able to do this no matter what. You don't have to, like, on every point, tiny detail control everything, because you control, like they said in that interview with the people who did how wings are attached to the backs of angels. It's like you control something until you can't control it. And basically that's the thing. As long as you're trying to control everything, it's always going to feel like it's slipping out between your fingers, and it's going to drive you crazy. So to reference another thing, a beautiful meme that I saw recently, which is like, relax, nothing is under your control. If you've just come through a traumatic experience, I don't see how that might comfort you. But in terms of, control what you can. And I know you're very, very intelligent and you can control a lot. However, if things aren't moving forward, there has to be a point in time where you have to let things run, like let the river run. So that's where you're at right now. You're like with your hands full of all the bits. So what the runes are suggesting will help you is just remember that you are able to take care of yourself. You are able to protect yourself and support yourself. You're okay with that. You can relax a bit because you know that whatever comes at you, you'll be able to handle. What won't help you is we have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. I think this is a worry about expressing. You don't want to have to rely on anybody, obviously. And that's just reminding yourself that you can take care of things yourself. And you're afraid that you're going to have to ask. It wouldn't be the end of the world if you did. However, I think you got yourself through this, and now you're in a situation where your hands are full and things are overwhelming, but your biggest fear is to ask, because I think you've probably been let down in the past. So again, communication, manifestation, very positive rune on the negative line. This is basically a fear about that thing. So definitely you're hesitant to do that, but maybe supporting yourself, part of that is asking when you know you need to. So either way, if that starts to drag you down, also just communications, you're worried that somebody's going to come and say, hey, how are you doing? And you'll be like, So again, if any of this drags you down, bring yourself back up to where you remind yourself that you just got through this and you are able to stand up for yourself. You are able to support yourself. Things are okay. No matter what comes at you, you're good. So your next step on the path line is you've let go of some of the extremely tight-fisted control and you've moved into a situation where you are accessing your source energy. We have the Willow, which is the sun. This has to do with source energy, and this is what's going to help you get through everything in your future. It's basically you're connecting with whatever it is that whenever you connect with it always gives you energy, always energizes you, always makes you feel better. So that's basically where you're at for your next step. At your next step, you're going to be like, this is where I'm going to put some of it on autopilot, where I'm going to let it run. Because I'm going to connect with my source energy, whether this is creating something, whether this is going into nature, whether this is, any of the things that whenever you do them, you go, I could do this all day. And it gives you energy and you can always recharge that way. So make sure that you are very much immersing in the things that always recharge you. And that's your next step. You're going to be doing that anyway. I don't even have to tell you. So, but what's going to help you at that point is we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, and step by step. So when you go forward into the world, when you've stepped back out into the world and immersed yourself into source energy and whatever it is that gives you the energy whenever you access it, take it step by step. Take it day by day. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. Just know that this is a long road and that you are now on it, and you just have to be patient, especially with yourself, going like along this line where this one is, you're able to stand up for yourself. So be patient with yourself, especially as you're absorbing the energy again that you need. What isn't going to help is you're going to feel like how much time has passed, how little time is there left. What do I have to show for this? And you're going to make yourself frantic that way. We have Yira, which is the harvest rune. This has to do with the harvest and also time. Try not to do that to yourself. If you start to feel yourself going down that road, bring yourself back up to, no, you know what? This is what I'm here for. I have all the time that I have. So it's for that. So take it step by step. Let yourself absorb the energy that you need. Your next step on the path line is Isa, which is the rune of standstill. It's ice. It's the stillness through which clarity comes. So you will have immersed. Once you've immersed and gotten all this energy back, then you need to take a moment and just be with it. Have that stillness. Even if you're not absorbing it anymore, just basically, I mean, you probably still are at that point, but just basically be with it and let the clarity come through while you're being with it. You know, taking it with you. You've got it all around you. You're not trying to control things, but you've just energized yourself to a point where you are good and you're getting the clarity coming through. What's going to help you at that point is we have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm, and this has to do with chaos and things that are out of your control, but also weather and natural forces. And I think one of the things that this is saying is that you are really becoming one with nature in terms of just everything around you and yourself as a part of it. Just basically, and to see unpleasant things as weather, they will not last, they cannot last. So things that come through, that blow through, that are weather, they just basically, if it's unpleasant now, it won't last. It won't be like that shortly. Just wait a little bit. And also just you are as much a force of nature as the nature that's coming around you. So just to remind yourself of all of that. It's a really nice path line. It's a really nice helping line here. It's like, I'm able to stand up for myself. I'm able to protect myself and support myself. I will be patient with myself and my growth. And I am a part of nature. Also, I am also a force of nature. So what won't help you at this point is you're worried about emergencies coming up. Like, you're basically, right now, you're in this step. You have been immersed in what your source energy is. You're getting energized again. And then now you're sort of being with it and letting the clarity come through. And you're worried about, but what if something comes up to take me away from this? What if there's something that I need to drop everything and do? Just sort of panic mode kind of thing where it can build on it. It's like, but I'm sort of taking all this time for myself, and what if I need to drop everything and do something? It's like, if that starts to drag you down in terms of a fear, bring yourself back up to, you know what, I'm as much a force of nature as the things that are coming at me. So just basically, I'm not going to worry about it. I can support myself. I'm being patient with myself, and I am also powerful. So what this is all going to lead you to, here's where the flow starts again. You have freed the flow. We have Pertho, which is the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and fate. The surprises that it has to do are the surprises that were already there. Not surprises. The things that were already there. They were already in the box, and now the box is opened. So what I see this as in this particular path is, but after you've gone through this ordeal, right now you're in a situation where you feel like you need to control everything, but that's basically arrested the flow. The flow is not flowing. You need to free the flow. So the first thing you're going to want to do is connect with your source energy. Then you're going to want to basically steep in it, let it, just be with it and just let it fill you completely. And then you're going to be ready to release yourself back out into the world. Here I am, world, your fate. Because you're going to be a force to be reckoned with once you do come back out into the world. So that, card number 1, people, is your reading for Free the Flow. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. So we're going to start with turning this card over. It's a card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck, and we're going to see what has stopped your flow, what has arrested your flow. And we have the Chipmunk and Laurel, success. So what I'm going to see this as is maybe you've accomplished something. You've basically accomplished something, and you are sitting on your laurels. However, and that's great, do that, enjoy. But it means you're not moving forward. You need to keep moving forward. You can't sit on those laurels forever. For one thing, I imagine it's rather uncomfortable. Secondly, but no, you've got a lot of energy. It's a chipmunk. And you've got a lot to prepare for, and you've got a lot to do. So you enjoy the laurels that you're sitting on. Congratulations, and I am proud of you. However, that it has arrested your flow. You need to free the flow and move forward again. So maybe there's a situation where you feel like, how can I top what I've just done? But let's get the runes down and see what they have to say. Yeah, inertia and momentum is an issue. But let's see what they have to say. I'm going to put down the entire reading first, and then we're going to see, then we're going to read it. Okay. Interesting. Doopy-doo. But that's good, actually. If you've been following along. You know, I that one didn't really want to be the one that came out there. There we go. Okay, so how to free the flow. Right now, you're in a situation where you are stubbornly set in one place, probably with your butt on the laurels. So, I mean, well done. And you did it very much yourself. Like this was something that you accomplished really by your own gumption. We have Algae reversed, which is the rune of protection and support. It's the moose. So it's basically you did this and you have yourself to congratulate, and congratulations to you because that was excellent. And so that's what led up to this moment. So now you are basically, you've dug in a bit, and we have Uruz, which is the rune of the wild ox. This has to do with strength and health, but also stubbornness and a lack of inertia, and just like it's solid. And that's where you're at. You've just basically planted yourself on your laurels and you're just like, I am going to enjoy this as long as possible because I've earned it. And yes, you have. So that's good. However, the flow is not flowing. So what the runes are suggesting is just keep moving forward. We have Raido, which is the rune of the journey. It doesn't mean you have to abandon your laurels. You can wear the things. That's what the ancient people did. So just basically, you don't have to leave them. And you don't have to stop being proud of yourself for what you accomplished because you've earned that. However, keep moving forward. We have Raido, which is the journey rune. It's basically just continue your journey. You know, you've gotten to this point. Keep moving forward. You've celebrated, and you should. You can continue to celebrate, but definitely keep moving forward because nothing good comes of stagnation. Well, is that true? Probably not in terms of things like wine and cheese, but in terms of just your life, you want to keep having your life and you want to keep moving forward and having more adventures and accomplishments. So that's what the runes are suggesting. What that will help you. What won't help you is, again, you're focused on what you got, which is the harvest. We have the harvest rune. It's Yura. It's the rune of, it's the harvest and also time. So, but I'm really seeing this as, woohoo, my harvest, which is great. It was like, woohoo, and you did it, and you definitely did it. And I'm really proud of you, and it's excellent, and I'm really happy about that. But you can't live there for the rest of your life. And I feel like this voice going, oh yeah, watch me. Hey, if you're happy. But it's not going to help free the flow. Right now, the flow is blocked. And so if this was a creative thing, you're probably not doing much creatively at the moment. And that's not going to be good for you in the long run, especially if you're a creative person. So you definitely want to free the flow. You definitely want to get that flow going so that if you get a lot out of creating, for example, that can continue. So the only way that's going to happen is if you keep moving forward. So that's what's going to help in that part. Your next step is you're going to realize that there's something that needs to be taken care of like now. As soon as you move past this moment of, no, I am going to sit on these laurels forever. No, you're going to move forward because you're still alive and this is a good thing. So as soon as you start moving forward, you're going to realize there's a thing that needs to be taken care of immediately. We have Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need, and when it's reversed, it has to do with an emergency. And it's not something you're going to realize is a situation until you start moving forward again. I know this is not incentive for you to start moving forward again, but it really kind of is, because the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. So take that first step and you'll see immediately something that needs to be taken care of immediately, like right away. You need to take care of this, and you will know it immediately. When you start moving, you're going to be like, oh, I better do this. And that will be good. It'll make you feel good and you will have that done. So what is going to help you is we have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and a manifestation. Definitely express yourself, be in communication, definitely express yourself. If there's something, I mean, I'm coming back to the creative aspect of it, but if there is something that you need to express, that you just need to get out so that the flow can be working again, definitely be doing that. That's going to help. In terms of this emergency, I don't know what it is, but it's something that you'll know right away needs to be done immediately as soon as you start moving forward. What will not help is not moving forward. We have Avaz, which is the horse, and it's reversed in a lower line. So not moving forward at this point, because like you took a step forward and immediately you're faced with an emergency that you have to take care of. And you could be excused for thinking, well, then I just won't move then. And there's the horse on his back going, I'm kicking. So in the air. So is that thunder? Like, there's a storm that's sort of circling us here. Try not to worry about it. Our cat's afraid. She's in the closet or somewhere hiding. Poor sweetie. Anyway, so when you take that step and realize something that really needs to be done, the worst thing you can do is not move forward and not do it. So take care of it. Do what you need to do. Express. Communicate with somebody if you need to. But just basically manifest the thing that needs to be manifested and express. So you'll take care of that. At that point, you will be ready to step out and be a part of humanity again. You'll be like, I am going to meet people with joy. I am going to go out into the marketplace and face people and be joyful. So we have Manas, which is the rune of humanity, and your part in it. And this is basically your next step. You've gone from, I completed this thing, I'm resting on my laurels, but things are stagnating, so I need to move forward. I move forward, I encounter something that needs to be taken care of immediately. But now that I have, at that point, you feel like you can go out back into the world and be among the people. And it's basically humanity and your part in it. So it's your note in the song. It's you doing what you know is your path in the world to do, like as I said, your note in the song. And you'll feel good about that. You'll feel like you're doing it again. I mean, again, to go back to a creative thing, like let's say if you were a writer and you accomplished something really, really good and then you stopped, stagnating is not going to help your writing until you start writing again, until you just let things, even if it's like just writing crap for a while to get the flow going again, and then you'll be okay. So once you feel okay again with that, and it's nourishing you again, you're going to feel like, okay, now I can step back out and be who I am. What is going to help you at that point is you are going to have a major challenge at that point. Like it's not necessarily a bad challenge. Like maybe you're like, I have a project that is I don't know if I'm even going to finish it in my lifetime, but this is something that I'm excited about and I embrace it. We have Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the challenge rune. It's always a challenge. When it's upright, it's an open door. But when it's reversed, it's like a really tricky challenge. Like it's really tricky. And this is something that it's on your helping line. So it's something that you are really looking forward to. And it's going to get you really excited. You had to go through all of this to get to this point where you're like, now that I'm back out in the world, doing the thing that I know that I love to do and that nourishes me and that makes me very happy and that leads to things like big piles of laurels to sit on. I'm really excited about this new project. And then you'll be into this new project and you'll just embrace it and it'll make everything in the world exciting for you. So that's what's going to help you at that point once you go back out into the world. What isn't going to help you is you're going to see this and you're going to be aware of it. And instead of embracing it, you might be tempted to say, this is going to be too long. This is going to take up too much of my time. This is going to be exhausting. I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't think I have patience for it. We have Ivaz, which is the yew tree rune. It's patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. That's what's going to drag you down if you let it. But you are excited by it. It is something that you can feel the magic and the life in it. So once you realize it and you're in that stage where you're back doing the thing that you know you love to do in the world, embrace that. And that's what's going to make everything great in your life. Like it's going to make all the difference in your life. It's going to enrich everything in your life. It's going to illuminate you. Having that to constantly play with and grapple with and love. So that's exciting. Outcome of this reading, the flow is going again and you are going to be actively creating. So whether this is literally a creative endeavor, like something writing, painting, music, whether this is literally something you're creating or whether this is something else in your life that you are going to be working with very, very actively, either way, you're going to be in the flow again by the end of this process. So that, card number 2, people, is your reading about Free the Flow. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So here it is, the Free the Flow reading. We're going to start with a card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle and see what has caused your blockage. So we have the Raccoon and Sycamore, Curiosity. So, I mean, that's a good thing in general, and so are all of these, really, that I've pulled so far. But in terms of just something, the curiosity has stalled you. And I think it might be misguided curiosity in this particular case. Like, maybe there's something that maybe it's not your business. Like, the thing that you're interested in and that is you're obsessing over is something that you don't really even, it's not even for you, but maybe it's just like, it's taken you off of your path and it's halted your flow because you are just so obsessively engaged in just like really being curious about this thing that is not your direction. So how do we just like let that be and move on? So let's get some runes down and see how we can get that flow going again. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to lay out the entire reading. It might also be, if it's not a situation where it's not something that's for you, it might be something that is for you, but you're hesitating. You're hesitating to start it. Because I see that here. So, in fact, that looks really likely. It might be something that you've been, focusing on. There might be a situation where you're really curious about something that isn't helping you forward. Oh, look at that. You get exactly perfect ending for this reading. Okay. But, ooh, gracious. The runes jumped, so you get 2 extra runes. They jumped. 3. Oh my God. Okay. We're going to hang on to these, and where they are needed, we're going to put them down. Okay. Neat. Magic. Okay. So I think there's a situation where you're really, really, really curious about something, but you're not ready to start with it, and that's what's halted your flow. I did say the whole thing about like maybe you got distracted by something that you're curious about that halted your flow. If it wasn't for you. But if there is something that you're being very, very curious about and you're hesitating to start, which is what this line is telling me, it's time to start. Leading up to this, though, and this is probably why you're hesitating, is you've had some difficulty with the rest of humanity. They have disappointed you quite a lot, and you are not really interested in being disappointed anymore. So you're just really sort of hanging back and going, I don't want to get burned again. I don't want to get disappointed again. And that's just not exciting for me. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. However, something has caught your attention that is so exciting, and you're holding back, but it's just like, it's like the sun, and you're getting energy from it, and it's exciting to you, and it's just like really, really, really just like, that you can get nourishment from it, and that it will energize you, because it already is. So what's going to help you on that? I'm sorry about the conflicting messages. Once I got the runes done, I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't something that isn't for you. It's something that is for you, and you're holding yourself back. Maybe you're being distracted by something that isn't for you to keep yourself from committing to this thing. But this is really exciting. The thing that's really, really exciting to you, the thing that's shining for you in your life like the sun, you got to go for that. Like, that's going to help your flow start. That's what's going to get your flow going. That's going to free your flow. So what's going to help you is start. The door is open. We have Thurisaz, which is the rune of the Thorn, the Giant, the Gateway. It is open. It's upright. If it was reversed, it would be like a thorn wall, but it's an open door, and the only thing that's keeping you from it is you. So you just have to psych yourself up and step through it, and that's going to help you the most. It's going to make all the difference in your life. It's going to be very exciting. It might be scary, but it's going to be great. So because you're already getting the energy from this, so you don't have to worry about that. What will drag you down and what isn't helping is you are afraid of starting. We have Berkana reversed. So Berkana is the rune of birth and beginnings. It's the birch tree, but reversed on the lower line. Not starting is not going to help you. So it's reversed. It's a not beginning, and that's what isn't going to help you at this point. What is going to help you is begin. Just step through that door. Take a deep breath and step over the threshold. You don't even have to go far. Just like step through, and you will have made that first step. What your next step is, in fact, is not stepping any further. Like, you've made the first step, and the first step is important. Now you have to bring your spirit through as well. So you bring yourself through the door, and now we have Ava's reversed. Ava's is the horse. The horse has to do with movement and also spirit. It's reversed. So you're going to be doing a lot of catching up internally in this next step once you've stepped through the door, because it's a lot. Like, it doesn't seem like much. It's just kind of like, it's one small step, but it's huge for you. So you definitely... It's definitely something that you're going to want to take a moment and let your spirit catch up. You're going to be doing a lot of running around internally in the next step after you've stepped through the door and embraced this solar energy thing, the thing that is like nourishing you. What is going to help you is give yourself that time to be still. Because this is going to be a lot for you to take in. This is going to be a lot. And this is the stillness through which clarity comes. So this is Isa, it's ice, it's standstill, and it's the stillness through which clarity comes. So you definitely want to give yourself that moment. This is stillness, this is stillness. What isn't going to help is we have Uruz, which is the rune of the wild ox. You may feel tempted to just basically close yourself off and like just go into full defense mode. Normally this is strength and health. You're worried about your strength and health, but it's sort of like the stubbornness element of just like the muskox, just basically, well, it's an aurochs, but anyway. But the whole thing about just like, just bunching yourself in and just not, like you turn yourself into a rock, basically. Don't do that. Please try not to do that. If you feel yourself starting to like clench into a rock, just bring yourself back up to, no, I stepped in, I'm here now. I'm going to let my spirit catch up, and I'm also going to just have a moment in the stillness, but openly, so that the clarity of this moment can come in. What your next step is, I haven't seen anywhere to put these runes that jumped out, so maybe we'll do that as an extra reading on this. In fact, let's do that right here, very quickly. Yeah. Okay. So just basically, this is about the moment that we're facing right now and what caused the blockage. Maybe you made an agreement with yourself based on this. This is Gabo. There's agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. It's the gift. It's an exchange. Maybe you made an agreement with yourself that you're never, ever, ever again going to trust this situation with other humans. But what helps you is just keep moving forward, and that's what you're doing here. What doesn't help is your fear of opening up. So those were the extra runes that fell out. Okay, so where were we? You've stepped through the door. You've taken this moment of, this is future now. You stepped through the door on this moment that you're in now. You're going to step through the door. When you step through the door, you're going to take a moment to be still, but openly still. Not shut everything out, bunched together still, but open, like being open and letting the clarity of this moment come through so that your spirit can catch up. Your next moment after that is completely new ground. You've never been in this situation before. It's really exciting, but it's also frightening. So what's going to be very important for you is to find your comfort zone within this new ground. We have Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland. Whatever you can gather around yourself at that point that make you feel at home, that's what you're going to want to do. It's like sanctuary, it's solace, it's basically feelings of being protected and feeling safe. So get yourself sort of a foundational sort of thing where you're going to feel like you're at home. Like, gather it around yourself, not just even internally, because this is not reversed. It's basically establish for yourself around you in your walking around existence, something that's going to help you feel at home in this new ground, because this is going to be, you've never been in this situation before. What isn't going to help is trying to control everything. We have Ingvaz, which is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. And this has to do with active creation. So what isn't going to help is just trying to wrestle things into shape, like trying to grab things, because you don't know anything of where you are now. Like this is a completely new situation for you. So you can't grab this new situation and try to force it to be a situation that you know, because you're going to just be disappointed and you're going to freak things out. So the important thing for you at this stage is to try to establish around you something that makes you feel at home, something that makes you feel comfortable and have sanctuary in this situation without trying to make things something that they aren't. So like establish it here in this where you are. And your next step is the flow will be flowing again. We literally have the flow rune. We have Laguz, which is the rune of water. It's the lake or the ocean, depending on which Futhark you're using. And it's flow. It's emotion, intuition, heart, and flow. So all of that is going to be a part of things. You are going to be flowing again forward. Everything is going to be flowing forward again in this. And it's very, very exciting. And I wish you all the best with this. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading for Free the Flow. I wish you all the best with this. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. So welcome to the Free the Flow reading. I am going to turn this card over. I'm going to start with that, and it's a card from the Woodland Wardens. Oh my gosh, my pronunciation. Card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck. So let's see what caused this blockage to begin with. And we have the Frog and Lotus Metamorphosis. So this is not such a bad blockage. This is a moment where you aren't moving forward because you are in a transformative state. You're basically not moving forward because you're moving forward internally. So it's basically you are changing right now. And so you're not moving forward because all the action is happening with you. But I'm not going to commit to that because I haven't laid the runes down yet. Because last one I read, I started with this whole idea based on the card, and then I laid the runes down. I'm like, oh, in fact... So let's get some clarity and some information from the runes about that. Yeah, so you're not moving forward. That's the blank rune. What do we need to know about this? So how can we free the flow based on this moment? You are going to be still right now because you have to be, because you're in a transformative moment in your life. There you go. There you go. You don't have to wait long. So I'm going to put down the entire reading first, and then I'm going to read it. Ooh, interesting. That doesn't mean the flow is arrested. That means it is moving. Let's see what we can do for that last rune. That's it, I guess. Oh, cool. Okay. Neat. So it's going to be a bit of a road, but let's get at it. So right now you're not moving because the flow has been arrested because you are in a metamorphic state. Metamorphosis. You're going through transition. You're transforming. So your central issue is Avaz, which is the horse rune, and it's reversed. So you are not moving, but you're doing a lot of movement internally. It's a lot of what's going on is going on. A lot of the actions going on under the surface, basically. Leading up to this, things have been a bit formless. Like things around you have been, it's just like this, it's like a blank slate, or it's just like a mist, or it's just kind of like amorphous and not really, but now action is happening, but it's all sort of under the surface. It's not really visible. You're not running around doing this. You're basically huddling in place, and the things are happening, the changes are happening, and it's very exciting. What is going to help you is continue to give yourself the stillness, like give yourself that stillness. We have Isa, which is ice. Ice is stillness, and it's the stillness through which clarity comes. So just let yourself have this moment of stillness. What isn't going to help you and what isn't helping you right now is we have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. This has to do with chaos and weather and natural forces, natural energies, and things that are out of your control. That's scary. It's scary. Like some of this is feeling very much out of your control. Like it's a natural process. It's a froggy. And the froggy, the tadpole can turn into a frog. And it's really out of the frog's control. So this transforming that you are doing is happening and you are a part of this, but a lot of it is out of your hands. Like it's just naturally happening. It's nature. This is nature. It's like your nature, and it's scary because, so if you let that make you panic, it will make you panic. So if that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to, no, you know what? I'm just going to be still. There's a lot going on. I'm just going to be still. Let the clarity come through from it. Let this transformation happen, and trust it. Because not long from now, literally the next step on the path line, we have a breakthrough. We have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breakthrough. It's the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. It illuminates your entire field of vision. Everything will be visible to you. It may feel a bit overwhelming, but it's like a whole new world for you. It's a whole new day. So here you are, a whole new day. What's going to help you? Confidence. We have Fehu reversed. You are aware of your inner worth. You are aware of... You know that you have within you what makes you rich in the world, like what makes you valuable. So you are aware of this. You just remember how confident you are. Remember that you are worthy and that you are of worth, and just basically keep that in mind. You are very, very of worth. What isn't going to help is you're worried that the humans around you are going to reject you. They're not going to. This is a fear. But we have Manas reversed, which is the rune of humanity and your part in it. So actually, I am going to read this a couple ways. One, it's a fear that people won't accept you this new way that you are. But two, you're worried about having a different role in the world. Like you're worried about that your note in the song may have changed. But it's still you. You've transformed, but you're still you. So whatever note it is your note, and still sing it because it's still essential. So, but these are worries. These are things that might drag you down if you let it. Just bring yourself back up. If this starts to drag you down, bring yourself back up to just remind yourself, I am worthy. I can be confident because I am of worth in the world. I have this worth inside me. This isn't something that I might lose. This is something that I always will have inherently. So there you go. Your next step is you are basically going to put to a close the journey that you had been on before you did this. So we have Rydha reversed. It's Rydha's the journey rune, and this is reversed on the pathline is the closure of a chapter. So you're sort of giving closure to it and ending this chapter formally at this stage, after the big reveal and after the big breakthrough. So then you're basically bringing it to a close. Whatever you need to do that. If you have to ritualize, like if you have to do a ceremony for it, that's fantastic. If you are just going to gently do the closure things, that's also fine. Whatever is good for you. But that's where you're going to be after the breakthrough step. What is going to help you with that is make sure that you are, using what you have to control what you can, to create around you what you want to see around you. A lot of this is going to be in your hands at that point. So, because this was out of your hands and now you're in the new life, you're closing the old version of you, and so really, take this into hand. We have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing is the rune of Frey, who's the fertility god. Ing's another name for Frey. So basically, it's active creation. So you are basically actively working on this. This is something that you are actively doing, is actively doing the closure and actively creating around you what you want around you in this new version of your life. What isn't going to help you is you are... Okay, so I'm going to read this a couple ways. We have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. One, you're out of your comfort zone because you lived up until your life, up to now, not as this frog. And so you feel like you're out of your comfort zone and this is making you worried. The other thing that might drag you down involving Othala reversed is you're worried about what you have to let go, what you might be letting go by doing this closure. You don't have to let go of anything that you don't want to. Like anything that is still valid for your life, you can continue to keep. You don't have to bury it. Even if it's just something that you're honoring somehow in your life, like on your wall or something. but you don't have to lose anything. You know, I mean, we move on from things, but you know, if there's something that, like, Othala Reversed in general is about letting go of things that no longer serve you. That doesn't mean letting go of everything. Like, if there's still something that serves you, like that lady says, if it still sparks joy, then keep it. Definitely. So don't worry about that. You're not going to be losing anything that you don't. You're not going to be losing anything that you need. And, you know, even if something has gone that you felt that you needed, there will be something that you can bring in to help you with that. Anyway, in this situation, you're not going to be losing anything that you need. And you're basically actively going to be, if that starts to drag you down, just remind yourself you are actively putting together this new world around you and actively you're actively making the choices of, you know, what you are including in the closure and also what you are bringing forward with you into your new life. This is all in your hands. So, you know, it's like I can't, you make the rules. So it's like nobody said it's against the rules for you to keep the things as you move forward. So your final step on this Free the Flow reading is we have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. So the flow is moving forward again. Like this, you've only been stopped here while you are transforming. At this point, the flow started moving forward again. Once you've had the breakthrough and things start moving forward, you then did a closure. Well, you will do a closure of the old life, and then the new life is going to move forward. There will be a flow, but it'll be a careful one, and a lot of it is going to be about making sure that you're taking care of your needs, making sure that the needs are being tended to. This is Nauthiz, it's the rune of need. So always make this your foundation once you reach that point. It'll keep the flow going. Like, make sure that everything that you need is being taken care of. That's the message of the final rune of this flow. So you'll free the flow. So you will have freed the flow. You'll be moving forward. You'll give closure to what was, and you're moving forward in your new form, making sure that as a foundation, you are keeping your needs tended, because like you're going to be doing that. That's going to be a thing that you need to be doing. And it could be just other needs as well. But I'm really seeing this as for you, making sure that what needs to be done is done. And that's going to keep the flow going forward. So that, card number 4, people, is your very interesting reading about Free the Flow. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.